Welcome to TBS's podcast, another episode called Spiritually Speaking. I'm super excited to introduce to you Lance Gilden, who are with us today. And Lance, thank you so much for being here and coming and talking with me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Of course, before we start our episode, we need a drink because it's spiritually speaking, right? And I know from our connection that you do like red wine.
Yes,
Do
I
you?
do.
All right, amazing. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Cheers.
That's good. We won't say what time of day it is.
Yes, I know, right?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Somewhere, always, yes. All right. Lance, I wanted to know about you as a person, as a businessman, and I know that lots of people in our congregation in Temple Beth Sholom and way beyond Temple Beth Sholom call you the man to go, because I know for my own experience, if something happens, God forbid, I can always call you up and ask for help. So Lance is that kind of person that anybody can come to him and ask for help. So Lance, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and what is your relation to the community, and what is your place in our own community as a Temple Beth Sholom, and what is your personal journey? I'm sorry, it's like a very vague question. But
Yeah, no problem. Well, I'm super happy to be here today with you, Anna.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I came to Rockland County about 40 years ago. Grew up here with my mom and 2 brothers. And about 25 years ago, I met my wife, Shari. She was living in Manhattan, and I was living in Rockland. And we got together about 25 years ago, got married a couple years after getting together in 2003. 2 years later, we had our first child, Joshua.
Wow.
And 2 years after that, we had our second child, Madison. And having the children, wanting to move Shari from Manhattan, get her away from Long Island, where she's from, and bring her to Rockland County, I needed a hook. And that hook at the time was Lori Scott, Temple Beth Sholom.
Oh, of course,
And
yeah.
that's what brought us to Rockland County. And that's what made Shari happy.
Wow.
Both my kids started here in baby steps, and all the way up to being bar and bat mitzvahed with you and Rabbi Brian. And we really found our community at Temple Beth Sholom. Our best friends today came from the parents of the children that our kids had in baby steps, in growing up here at Temple Beth Sholom. And it was just wonderful. It is wonderful. And the community that we have here just gets stronger and stronger. As far as, you had mentioned earlier that I'm the go-to person. For
You
about
are.
23 years, I was in wealth management. 17 of those years I worked for JP Morgan. And about 12 years ago, I went independent and just became an entrepreneur. And doing a multitude of things, which I love to do. I love to keep busy.
Right.
But because of that, I have my hands in so many different buckets, doing so many different things. I have so many different contacts. I've built my life networking and making friends and connections. That has really allowed me to be that go-to person, because while I'm not an expert at everything, I know a little about a lot of things, and I have a lot of connections, and that's why it's always been, people would say, oh, Lance may know a person there.
Yeah, I would definitely say that, Lance, you are a people's person, and you can read people's moods and what they're about. And it's so easy actually talking to you. So
that's
I'm
awesome.
so glad that you're here. I was wondering, I know you have a small business and it's about bottles. And
Yeah.
I was wondering if people just come to you just because they want to have like a beer with you or just like want to talk to you. Because I know you're involved in so many different activities around the temple, around your community, and you have so many friends, different kinds of friends. So it's so very cool. And I know that you have friends through your families, friends through your business, friends through your community, the Jewish Federation you're involved also. So how do you manage all those groups of friends that you have? Like,
Yeah,
with
so
everything.
I am busy all the time, not just with the 3 or 4 different jobs that I have, Anna, but just I don't have any downtime. You know, I make time for the family because that's the most important thing to me, but I also make time for my businesses. I make time for all my different groups of friends, like you mentioned, and I do have a lot of different groups of friends, you know, friends from the temple, friends from the jobs, friends from college, friends from elementary school that I stayed close with.
Right.
But you know, I think just community is so important to me that when I establish some of these small businesses I've started, like the bottle business, it allows me not only to intertwine with the community, be a part of the community, help the community out, but to work with them and do something positive. The bottle redemption business that you mentioned,
Right.
we just passed our 5th year being in business.
Wow.
And I wanted to show the kids, my kids, and
Right.
anybody else who wants to speak to me,
Yeah.
and I speak to clients' kids all the time when they come in to redeem different bottles, how somebody could start a business from scratch, which I did. The day we opened in 2021, we didn't have any clients at all. I did a
Wow.
little bit of advertising, but it came
my
down to
goodness.
word of mouth and doing right by our customers. You know, it just wasn't a place that they would walk in, drop off the bottles, and get their 5 cents for every bottle. I engaged with them like I do with everybody.
Of course,
And I
you
make
do.
connections.
You do.
And I try to make connections. And that's so important, not just in life, but if I could make somebody else smile, they came there, they probably didn't want to come there and lug their bottles in.
course
But
not.
if I make them laugh, I talk to them about what I do. I tell them how not only is it great what they're doing by recycling, they're making some money,
Right.
I'm making some money, but we're also keeping all this recycling out of the landfill, which is great. And then I form different pockets of people. And I actually have a wall in my recycling place where I collect business cards and promote other businesses. And I tell them as
Wow.
they come in, hey, what do you do? Hey, do you want me to promote your business? I have a spot for you on my wall.
gosh.
Bring in your business cards.
Wow, that's such an amazing network that you're doing. That's so very cool.
Yeah.
So can I ask you like something like a strange question? Is that
Sure.
okay? Because I'm curious.
I'm
like,
gonna have a sip of wine before the strange question, just in case.
Of course, yes, cheers.
Okay.
So my strange question is, because you have so many people and so many different people coming to you, was there like, or is there your favorite bottle or your favorite person or the strange person or the strange bottle? Because, every person has something different to offer. So as every bottle they bring to you,
Sure.
I'm sure, as an idea. So
Yeah.
can you tell me like a funny story or a strange story or something?
Yeah, so I got a few of those. But speaking of favorite bottles, I mean, you see your typical water bottles, soda cans, beer cans, and by the way, it blows people's minds that there's probably like 75 different brands of water. It's all the same water produced the same way, but it's just a different label on it. But what I love is these craft beers. And craft beer bottles or cans have the coolest different type of decorations on them. There's some for skiers, and I'm a big skier.
Right.
There's some for kids and unicorns, even though it's alcoholic beverages. There's some with skulls on it. And if you came to my office within my warehouse, I must have 150 different cans that I haven't even returned to the manufacturers because I collect them because they're so cool looking. And people just love to come and see my collections of bottles and cans. So as far as people go, you know, I'm a hugger, you know, as you know, first time I see you, everyone gets a hug. Even if I don't know somebody and I just get introduced, I give them a hug. That's just part of how I was brought up in my personality, I guess. So I have some amazing clients that come in that I hug. I have my mom who works with me about 8 hours a week just to keep her brain sharp. Mom's 84 now. And she gets hugs, and this client gives us hugs. So it's just really amazing, the relationships that I have with some of these customers. And you asked about one really funny story. There's probably a lot of funny stories that go on in the bottle place.
I'm sure, yes. I can only imagine.
So the bags of bottles most people bring in are clean and are emptied, but then there's a lot of bags that were left outside or that are just have every piece of garbage you could think of. Well, one day somebody poured out their bag of garbage, bottles, but there was actually a live snake in one of the bags.
Oh my gosh.
And luckily I have this big aluminum table that it went down on, and I saw this snake come out of it, and everybody was freaking out. I was probably freaking out, but I stayed nice and calm.
Of course you did.
And I saw it was just like a gardener's snake. So I said to the person, I said, is it okay that, you know, I could get it, capture it, and put it back in the woods, or I think I just need to kill it if that's all right with you. So anyway, I nicely disposed of the snake, but that was probably the weirdest thing that ever happened. Everybody was freaking out. I just stayed calm, and I don't like snakes to begin with.
Oh my gosh, I hope it wasn't poisonous or anything like that.
It was just
oh my gosh, how did you catch it?
But
with your bare hands?
I have these baby rakes that I take to rake in the bottles, and that's what I did. I took the rake and brought it towards me, put it in a bag, and you know, sent it back to its friends, I guess.
Wow, that's amazing. That's
so that was one weird thing that I don't think too many people could say that they've experienced.
That's awesome. Wow. Okay. Well, you know, I'd never been there at your small business, but you know, once upon a time, I would love to come and just talk to you and see all these bottles and this place.
Yeah.
Because it sounds so cool, because it sounds like not just a small business, but it sounds like a network sort of place when people come to connect.
Yeah.
And to talk about different things.
It is.
And sometimes I'm sure that people come to you as like, just like to get some comfort, maybe, to get some advice from you, because you are that charismatic and very warm person that extend your hand to everybody. And that's so amazing, because this is how you build your community.
No, absolutely.
This is what we do at the temple as well. So I know exactly, what you're talking about, and hugging everybody and just getting personal contact. This is so important. Yeah. I know you are very involved in the Federation. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because Federation is a big part of our Jewish community here.
Sure. So I guess going back 7 or 8 years ago, one of the heads of Federation came over to me and said, Lance, would you like to get involved? And I said to myself, Lance, you say yes to everybody. You're involved in so many things. I've been on the executive board here at the temple. I've been on the regular board here at the temple. Even when I'm not on the boards here, I'm still involved. But, I grew up in an area of Tuxedo where there wasn't a lot of Jewish people. And the few that were there, I just loved being around them. And now I'm in a community where more than 50% of the community is Jewish. And I love being around
Just
Jewish
very unusual,
people.
Right?
Yeah,
Super
for me
unusual,
it is. And when they asked me if I wanted to get involved with the Federation, I'm like, that's amazing. Because I know Temple Beth Sholom is involved with the Federation, but why not get involved and just figure out how I could do better for the Jewish people and the Jewish community and give back to Israel. And when I heard the amazing things that the Federation is able to do, I wanted to be a part of that. We've done amazing things here at our temple, but we could only scale it so much because of our tight-knit community.
Right.
But with the Federation, their reach and their ability to raise large sums, 7 figures of money, to be able to send it to Israel, especially after some major events happened over there, I wanted to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
And I forged relationships with the people on the board over there and with people at the, Federation, which happens to be with the JCC over there, and it's just been a great way for me to build my network of people, to forge community in the Jewish community and beyond, because they don't just give back to the Jewish
Absolutely.
community like us. We give
Absolutely.
back to everybody who's in need.
Of course.
And I love that. But I've really been able to make some great relationships, give back, and fulfill some needs that I had in my, on my own, that make me feel happy at the end of the day.
Yes, absolutely. Lance, I see you at services. I know that you have very deep Jewish values inside of yourself. I see you at services. We went together to Israel with your family, your beautiful family. I was actually hoping that now, as your children are in college, we can have a little bit more of your time, but you are like super busy and you never have like even a second. Like I was texting with you like at 6 a.m. in the morning. This is like really, really amazing. I don't know how you like run nonstop like that, but I know there are so many people that like really want to connect with you, want your help constantly, and you never say no. So this is something very, very special about you. I want to know, what is the secret ingredient of your personality that you can extend yourself to so many people? And what's the secret, how you run? What's your adrenaline?
You know what? I wish there was a recipe for it. If I have to sort of look inward, I was raised by my mom, who raised 3 boys. And looking back now, we were poor. We didn't have a lot at all. But I had no clue we didn't have a lot, because I had all the love in the world.
Right.
I had clothes on my back and food on my table. So I had everything. But, fast forward 54 years, I see that I had everything I needed, but I realized how fortunate I am now for what I've been fortunate enough to accomplish. And I didn't do it all on my own, I created it on my own, but I've always had the support of my family.
Right.
And my community. And they've helped make me successful.
Wow.
And now that I see what I have compared to what I had, I want to help other people.
Right.
I want to give back. It's no fun if you have the recipe for yourself, with a lot of luck as well.
Right.
So I guess if I have information, I have knowledge of how to do some things, or I could help other people out, especially in our community and beyond, I want to share it. I want to do it because it makes me feel great as well.
Wow. This is so amazing to hear. This is like the most important values that we cherish in Judaism and as peoplehood. It's just so important to feel that we are more than us, then we are more than just our family, and even more than our community, that we extend ourselves. And there's like no limit to extend yourself. And that's exactly what you do with your life.
Yes.
So I think you are so lucky in that way, and so happy, and so positive because of that. Because you're not just realizing that you're happy, but you're extending yourself in all different directions towards like outer community. And you do that all the time, every day, every minute of your life, and you don't have downtime at all. But I have one of my last questions to
Sure.
you. With the downtime, what do you do just to relax, recharge, and keep
Sure.
yourself, on?
Sure. So and I haven't perfected this yet, and I'm
course.
open to advice for this, but it really is super important to have your own downtime to unwind. Like I said, I haven't perfected that yet. Because doing what I do, a little bit of everything, life itself is stressful.
Of course.
So put upon it me being busy all the time, it's very stressful. I play guitar and sing by myself.
Oh my gosh.
I wish I had a voice.
You do have a really beautiful voice.
Yeah.
Stop.
Well, thank you. But I'll go into a room by myself and just strum the guitar. I'm kind of self-taught. I'm not
Wow.
great or anything, but that's one of the big ways that I decompress. I have a boat, and I love being on the water. And I will go on the boat, even if I don't take it out, just to sit there and have the wind and the sounds of the sails going through. Another way to decompress. I'm a big skier,
That's right.
and I'm fortunate that my whole family's are big skiers, and
That's
so
phenomenal. That's so cool. Yeah.
anytime I can, I try going skiing
Wow.
with them.
Wow.
And being with family, that's my favorite thing in the world. Being
Right.
with my kids, being with my wife, being with the dogs, being with my extended family, my brothers. Just being with family is another just great way for me to relax and be myself.
And that's a perfect example how the family guy becomes a family of the world, thing, and becomes such an extender to the whole entire world because you're a family guy, a nuclear family guy that grows on into like your community family because your community is also a family, your federation, a little bit more,
Exactly.
your businesses, all of your friends, and at the end, the whole world. So cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
And oh my gosh, that was just so much fun talking to you.
I'm so glad sharing it with you.
I'm so glad. I remember seeing Joshua's pictures, in videos, jumping up and down with the skis, and I'm so glad that he's in Japan right now, having the time of his life. I did not know that you actually your downtime is playing guitar. I never really heard you. Maybe once playing guitar, but I thought you were just like fooling around.
Oh,
but you were not.
No, I was
This
not.
is like your passion. I did not know that.
Is this you getting me on the
you.
beamer to play with the band? Is that where you're leading, Anna?
Yes.
I'd rather stick to the perm spiel.
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Lance
Great
Gilden,
seeing you.
So good to have you.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to our TBS podcast, and thank you for being with us.
Amazing.
Thank you. Cheers.
L'chaim.
Spiritually speaking. L'chaim.